Recently in church, we had a sermon about Eutychus, the young man who fell asleep while Paul had been preaching for hours and hours and hours. He fell out of a third-story window and died, and Paul raised him back to life. And we talked about the idea that falling asleep in church is probably not a sin. It may not be a good idea, but it's not a sin. However, even though falling asleep in church is not a sin, the church falling asleep is a sin. Paul writes this in Romans chapter 13. Owe nothing to anyone except to love one another, for he who loves his neighbor has fulfilled the law. For this, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet. And if there is any other commandment, it is summed up in this saying, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to a neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfillment of the law. Do this knowing the time, that it is already the hour for you to awaken from sleep. For now, salvation is nearer to us than when we believed. Paul was telling us that there are ways for us as believers, ways for us as the church to be asleep. And the bottom line is, we are asleep when we do not love our neighbor. And so we need to look for ways to step out in love, to not owe anyone anything except to love them. So we can't be asleep when it comes to issues of poverty. We can't be asleep when it comes to issues of people being justly treated. We can't be asleep when it comes to issues of taking care of families and children who are in danger of being separated. We can't be asleep when it comes to the issue of abortion and children who need to have a place where they're wanted. We can't be asleep when it comes to taking care of widows and other older people in our society. So today I would encourage you, even if you fall asleep in church, don't be asleep as the church. Let's wake up to the task that God has for us to do, and let's be on the alert today for where He might want us to step in to show love.